and welcome back to my channel where we talk about all things Transformers and Transformers action figure related. And today on my channel we're going to be taking a look at this take on the kind of a War for Cybertron computer game version of Optimus Prime. So this is the ITF01 Abyss. So this is the shattered glass version of this figure. As we always do, let's start with the packaging, and the packaging is actually a two-step process. So the beginning starts with this kind of, I don't know, minimalist, stylistic packaging on the outside. Kind of reminds me of a Zeta or something, with the logo of the company here, some writing, and then the name, and then this here, then nothing, and then just the same on the back. But we open it up, and then we get the real box, which is an interesting two-step process on a KO product. On the front we get this. I think this is just lifted directly from the War for Cybertron computer game, if I'm honest. This screenshot here, the ITF01 Abyss, ages 15 and up. The IT logo here, some writing. Again, screenshots from the computer game, I believe. Again, screenshots from the computer game. The image Abyss is the absolute evil leader of Cybertron. Under his leadership, numerous planet energy have been looted. There is no limit to his ability and ambition. So yeah, nice little bio there. Some more screenshots from, I believe, the computer game. Nothing. No warnings on this one, so it's safe to eat your children while playing with this. So on the back, and then also we do get some destructions. The destructions are in the format that I like, which is the worksheet format. However, they're not great. They're not ideal, to be fair. Well, either they're not or it's not. Let's get to that in a bit. So now let's look at the main event himself, and you know what, I actually quite like it in this alt mode. I think this is a really stunning look on Prime. The plastic on it feels okay, it doesn't feel too bad. The front looks really good. I love the purples, the greens. I love the shattered glass look of Prime. Obviously there is no shattered glass, which is kind of what you need on a shattered glass figure. There's no shattered glass on this one. There's no glass because this is just a Cybertronian take. But I really do like the look of this figure. You can see the engines, the lovely exhausts that just kind of stick out at the side. The way the whole thing looks and comes together looks really nice. Does it roll? It rolls a little bit. This does not hold together too well. You can see here it's quite clean. On the other side, this just does not want to grip together on mine. This has a little hook that hooks in there, and for all the money in the world, that ain't going in, no matter how much it's transformed. So this is the best that I can do. It's okay. It doesn't really roll, if I'm honest. I mean, it's kind of, mine just kind of bows for some reason like this. But on a shelf, you know, it's going to do the job I want it to do. I bought it for this mode. It's going to do the job I want it to do. It looks okay. It looks nice within this mode. It comes with accessories as well. The only one to really use in this mode is the gun. We'll do a little piece on the gun now, because the gun does actually itself transform, which is cool. It has a little catch on the side that allows it to transform like this, but it has a peg here, and that peg is supposed to go here, and you can put it in and you can have it like that. But you can see this is loose. It really is extremely loose. You know, if you do anything with it, it's just going to fall out. This peg for me does fit in a little better, but that just looked crap. Yeah, that's just shit. So, yeah, this peg too loose. This peg looks shit. There is no other peg ports for it in this mode, so and it does come with other accessories, but they're not usable in this. So yeah, I do like the wheels, the way that the wheels are. It's very, I don't know if you can hear that. It does need a lot of WD-40 going on it or something. It's squeaky as anything, but I do like this silver, the green, and then the black. The little touches that they've done in it are nice, but yeah, I mean, the price point on it wasn't too much, but yeah, it's just it doesn't quite hold up for me. Time for the comparison, and first let's compare him to a Shattered Glass Prime from the Earthrise line. So you can see he's way bigger than your Shattered Glass from Earthrise, and if I compare him to, again, Ratchet from Earthrise Shattered Glass, we can see that there is a big size difference between these. Okay, so transformation time now, and the first thing you are going to do is just unbuckle the sides. Trust me, they're going to want to do that anyway. You can see how quickly mine just undid it. Then we can bring up this section here, go to the underneath and just untab that section here and untab that section here. So you've loosened everything off. Then you can see now you've got the two sections almost split in half so that you can work with these. Round the front we can just untab the bottom section here, and then this bit here will you just have to make sure that you get the clearance here, and then fold this whole section forwards, because that then will release everything else. You can see Prime's chest already coming through here. Clearance on this section here is a real nightmare. You have to be very careful when you're doing it to make sure you don't scuff all this section and this section here, because you can see when you bring it through there really isn't too much clearance going on there. Now that you've got everything untabbed and the clearance done, fold everything out. Now that you've got that out, you'll be able to do all the transformation pieces down the bottom, which involves this coming round and this coming around here. Now this here needs to tab into here, so you need to twist these around. Now these are stiff as all hell. Like, I thought I was going to break these the first time I did it. They're stiff and loose at the same time. They do an impressive job here with how stiff and loose these things are. So this is just, as you can see, absolutely loose as anything. Fold it round, and then again here it's really loose to this section, and then as soon as you need to, oh, there we go, you really do need to apply some force with this figure. And this is one of the things I don't like any of my bots where I have to apply a lot of force, because I think I'm going to break the darn thing. Okay, so just finishing off the legs, pull, and then you can straighten off the legs. These bits will just fold around the back. Probably could have done this earlier, but hey, we'll just pull this around. Oh, like I say, stiff as anything. Then fold his little tootsies out, and then you'll have inside here, you may need to get something to fish this point out with. So just these two sections here, I did need to just get a little implement and just whip them out. Then you've got his legs fully transformed, and then we can focus in on the body section here. Up at the top section now, maybe fold these arms out a little bit and then bring the wheels back, so you can see that you've got a little bit more space to play now with these arms. Yep. Fold them out and around, so you've got a little bit more space to play. So you've got all of this section here, then this section, and it's not fun, this again, trying to do this really doesn't feel like it should do what it needs to do. Twist it round, and then twist it round. It doesn't, yeah, there we go. It feels, that felt better that time. So there we go, there's that all turned around. Then now that we have that locked down, we can just fold this down, bring this piece around, and then concertina the rest of the body down onto itself so that it locks into place. So bringing the body down, you've got a tab here, then you can just bring it down, and then that's the body kind of tabbed into place. As good as it goes. Shoulder pads come down, these are around the back. The hands can then fold out, and the hands can, good Lord, this thing, fold out on the other side as well. Stiff in all the wrong places, and then loose in all the others. Yes, the perfect storm, this figure. Bring this back piece back up here, and then I believe that we may actually have it. So here we have our fully transformed shattered glass version of the Cybertronian take on Prime, and he looks okay. The transformation is not great, the tabs are not great, he squeaks like anything. That's part of the real irritation about this figure, is he is squeaky as anything. But the tabs on this, I mean, I'm sure when I do the articulation, parts of this dude will just fall apart. But before we get to that, I actually quite like the look of him in this mold. I think that he looks great once you've got the transformation done. I'm not sure how poseable you can make him, but I do think he looks incredible in both modes. The look of this dude is exactly what I wanted from this figure in both modes. To get him to the look that I want, that's the real trouble. That's the real chase. I don't like the back too much. It's a little bit. It's a huge backpack. I don't mind this. I just don't like this. I wish they'd found a way, and I actually tried to find a way as well to see if you could tuck this up rather than have it hang off the back, but you can't. It just kind of hangs there. The main clip on this, I mean, there's a lot of really nice molded detail. Again, the purple, the blacks, this kind of metallic silvery really carries through, and I think that he looks beautiful. Would have liked to have seen some smash glass here. That would have been a nice little touch. But everything else is pretty cool. Let's have a zoom in on his head sculpt. Brutal looking Prime head sculpt, and they've really done nice detail like all the way through here. They've done some really nice molded detailing as you go through, even in the little bits that Hasbro tend to miss. So even in these little sections here, there's still some really nice molded detailing, but that's where the goodness stops. Let's start with the articulation. His head articulates, but you know, you can look straight up, you can look down, but you can't really find too many midpoints really. It's very, very, very loose, but you can get a full 360 if you really want on the head. On the arms, you get some up and down. Here at the joint, you can get a full 360 on the arm. It will stretch out. You can also articulate these bits here, these parts at the back, to get different looks if you want. So you could have these up like that if you'd really want, so you can do that. You get a little bit of a bend at the elbow here, and you will get an elbow twist. You'd have to move this out the way to get parts out of the way, but his mushroom peg will unfurl. Oh, is that going to go back in? Yeah, so you get a full 360, but his arm will come off if you get a full 360. On the hand, you'll get a full 360 if you pull it out a little bit. You can see that when it's in, you have this plate here that goes over the hand, so it really does stop any true hand articulation. At the waist, you get no articulation unless you unbuckle the thing that holds everything together. Wow. Yeah, as you can see, as I'm going through it, the figure is coming apart in my hands. You can get some some action here, but this clip here needs to be in here, so you're not going to get anything really out of this figure. No ab crunch, and unless you want to untab this, which untabs itself, to be fair, you're not going to get much else. You can just untab it a little bit, and then you can get some twist, so it doesn't look too bad. But yeah, I mean, you can articulate these, so you can have them out like this, or you can have them in like this. I think in is better. I think also if they were going to give you no articulation at the waist, maybe 2 tabs, it would have been good to keep this section in, because it doesn't go in very well. Then at the leg, when it actually stays, oh good lord, no. So again, you have to pop this out to get any real, no, you're not, wow, that's the yeah, there's no clearance here, so I get no real articulation. Oh, that's the most I can get, and you can see there's no real thing. And if this is in, you're getting no leg articulation. Wow. Knee articulation, you'll get there, and you'll get there. This will continue to flop away. He's got a bit of a flop on as we go, and then also you can get a bit of a leg twist. He has some side articulation, but he can't hold anything. Oh, bless him. He barely holds together. There is toe articulation as well. Forwards, not down. This one does some back, and then you get some side rocker as well, and a full 360. The most articulation is in the foot. Wonderful. This tab doesn't hold in, as you can see. Trash! Accessories. The dude has got accessories. So he comes with accessories. Yeah, which transform. Probably the best thing actually about this figure, this gun, this transforming gun. I wonder if I'll have to see if I can give it to any of my Earthrise figures. We'll try that in a second. But he can hold his gun, his transforming gun, which is pretty cool. So he can't articulate himself very well with the gun. Jesus. But yeah, he can stand there with his gun if you want him to. Looks alright, I suppose. He also has some ports in the side of his arms as well, so you can put the gun in the side of his arm as well. One of the best features that he comes with is this insanely cool axe. This is brutal. This is a beautiful, beautiful axe, which he can hold by dismantling the axe and sliding one piece through, and then the other piece through. So he can hold the axe like that. Yeah, he looks pretty cool with that axe. He can actually hold it, which is nice. He doesn't fall over too badly with it. I don't know how posable. Something just fell off. Part of the axe popped off then. Yeah, that's back on now. So he can hold the axe up if you want him to. It's a massive axe though, so it's a bit out of shot. So he can hold the axe up and look fully weaponized just like that. So you can give your Earthrise Shattered Glass Prime the axe, but he can only grip it in 2 hands and hold this pose with it. I think that does actually look pretty good. Now time for a comparison, and we'll start off with Shattered Glass Ratchet, and you can see actually they look pretty good together, but Prime is a lot bigger. Prime versus Prime. Now, so Shattered Glass Prime from Earthrise, you can see that they're actually, when they transform, they're both actually really about the same height, because Prime has these massive legs, right? Leggy. But this dude is bulkier, and I think I actually prefer the overall look of this one to this for a Cybertronian Prime, definitely. And then finally, I'll also bring in my Flame Toy Shattered Glass Prime here, just to show you a size comparison with that, and we can see that they're head sculpt wise fairly similar, actually, the way that the head sculpt works, and he's just a little bit taller than your Flame Toys version. So, final thoughts on this dude. Would I recommend you pick him up? No, not at all. I am highly disappointed in this figure, and I cannot recommend that you pick this up, not even just to look good on a shelf, because, you know, I mean, to be fair, I think he was still he was around £25 I paid for this dude. I've seen him even more expensive than that. The tabs don't hold together, the articulation's awful, he squeaks like hell, and trying to transform him into the version that I want him to transform into, which is not this version, it's the alt mode, doesn't actually work that well or hold together very well at all, and I am really not looking forward to having to do it again. If you want a Transformer and you don't look forward to transforming him, not a good Transformer. Let me know your thoughts on him down in the comments. Have you got him? Is my version just crap? Does yours work okay? And I'll see you in my next video. Alright guys, in a bit. Peace!